Hey guys, this is C-Line bringing you another full ranked game commentary. I've recorded this game with LoL replay, and I'm going to replay and watch it and just commentate on what's going on, thoughts behind things, everything like that. So this was 1470, again ELO, about around 1470. I'm not sure of the exact ELO, but I will put it in the description. As far as team setups go, we had me on Morgana and Graves, Jungle Shaco, Taric, Talon versus Nasus, Sion, Caitlyn, Soraka, and Nocturne in the jungle. Now this game I was duo with Valente. He's playing Taric. I do duo with him a lot. We do play a lot of rank together, and it's just nice to have that extra player that you can rely on. So that's always good. He actually also does some rank commentaries, so I'll pop a little link up on YouTube, and you can click that, go check out his commentaries, which I also feature in. So feel free to check out his channel, he does some pretty good commentaries. So I'm playing Morgana this game, and I'm up against Sion in mid. Now obviously, we did CV their base, and I noticed Sion was starting with boots, so I decided to go with boots and 3 health pots on Morg as well. I like to do that. If your enemy's starting with boots, generally it's a good idea to counter with boots, simply because the movement speed early on in game is very powerful. Now I'm not protecting blue, because our Shaco is starting at red, as you can see here. He's starting at red, and does say he will gank bot first. So I'm just chilling. I'm just chilling in mid. That's the beauty of Jungle Shaco. He can quickly kill minis, quickly kill his red, and he can quickly gank either mid or bot lane. So just got Taric and Graves in there. Taric and Graves, that's a very strong lane setup against Caitlyn, Soraka. They do quite well. And then Talon against Nasus, which is probably a tough one for Talon. But as you'll see, it'll all work out eventually. So Shaco absolutely destroys the golems. They die very quickly. And then he'll move on to red, and he does gank bot early. So obviously I've grabbed Snare first. I like that. That's obviously best for level 1 team fights. Or if you get ganked early, you can Snare 1, flash out. So I'm just going to be doing standard last hitting, Sion's last hitting. Try not to miss any last hits early game. That's the way to do it. As we grab another last hit. So Shaco's just finishing up red. He's just dragging it in there. So it's going to be a very early gank. Got Talon against Nasus. I reckon Talon's going to have a hard time. And Taric Graves. We've got Caitlyn's traps to kind of prevent that, but we've got Valente down there, and he's quite a capable Taric. So obviously, just being early, I will just speed it up this early laning phase. Not much is happening for the first few levels. Here we go. So here's Shaco's gank. As you can see, I hit a snare on Sion, bit of damage, but here we go. Shaco's coming in for the gank. Obviously, you can't see health bars and stuff. That is LoL replay. As you can see, he gets in there, but obviously, because Soraka is starting with wards, they did have it warded, so nothing much comes out of that. But it's just the pressure. By putting pressure down there, he's letting them know, look guys, I am going to be ganking. You better be watching that ward, otherwise it will be coming. So Sion, as you can see, I'm a bit low health here, but I'm not too worried with Morgana. You always have the spell vamp. I will use a health pot shortly. There we go, activate that health pot. And I've already got Sion down to 1 health pot, when I've still got 2. So I'm winning the exchanges so far with Sion. Obviously it's Morgana. You want to just chill. Obviously I'm just going to throw down the snares and stuff. You just want to chill till about level 5. Then you can kill the caster creeps very quickly with 1 Tormented Soil. And then you're going to get so much health back and push the lane. You can go gank other lanes, sorry. So Nocturne's just making an appearance down at bot. But against Sion, Sion's actually not a too bad matchup against Morgana. You might think it's actually a bad matchup, but it's actually quite a good matchup because Morgana's shield does cost a lot of mana. I have versed a few Sions that understand this, and they're really aggressive early, and that's what you got to be. You got to be really aggressive early when the mana cost on that shield is too much for her to handle. But unfortunately, this Sion just plays too passively early, and he lets me build up my items, and then I just shield everything, because shield is not an issue. So as you can see, I'm about to hit 5, and when I hit 5 I will start using the pull on those creeps, and it will clear them very quickly. Talon's already had to recall against this Nasus. See, as you can see, I'm hitting snares. I'm just going to follow it up with some auto attacks, obviously because my pull was on cooldown. Not too worried about this Sion. I want these last hits. I will shield as Shaco comes in, so I bait him, hit the snare, hit the pull, and Shaco with red buff, dead. This Shaco, quite a good ganker, and I do bait this Sign out quite a bit. As you can see, I was just auto-attacking creeps right in front of him. I was just tempting him. Just pretending, you know, come on Sign, what do you got? Saw Shaco, easy gank. We do that quite a bit. Obviously, can I recall? I believe I pick up 2 Doran's rings. Obviously, that's going to give me the extra mana regen, ability power, health. They're great items, especially on your mid-mages. Picking up 2 or 3, preferably 2. You generally don't want to go more than 2 unless you're not doing very well. Then there's no harm in picking up a 3rd. And I'm just going to pick up more health pots because I could not afford a ward, but that's okay. I haven't seen their Nocturne, and playing Morgana, I'm pretty confident. I got flash up, I got my snare, I'll be okay. So as we pop down bot, as you can see, Valente, he's just sitting in this bush, he's coming out, he's stunning them, he'll shatter for that armor reduction, let Graves rape them, and that's the power of Taric down in that bottom lane. I'm not sure if Soraka has this bush warded, but she definitely should. You've got to stop Taric from camping in that bush. Here you go, she might go ward it now. Got to stop Taric camping that bush, otherwise you're just going to lose that lane. So as you can see, I'm level 5 now. My pull completely destroys the minions and I'm getting lots of farm. So I'm already up to 33 farm versus Sinus 22. We've got top Nasusa 17, Talon 23. So we seem to be winning most of the farm. Caitlyn's on 20, Graves on 16, but he does have 2 kills, so not too fussed about that. So Sign, obviously he's got Dorans, he's gone 3 health pots. Here we go, so I'll pull the caster minions. And that'll just keep that wave push and it'll free me up for other lanes. And that's what you want to be doing, especially as mid. So I think Talon, yeah, he recalls. He actually has a tough time against Nasusa up top. Very tough time. But thankfully we've got a strong bot lane, so it makes up for it. I'm just going to speed up this laning phase. Obviously, not much happening. I'm just going to try zone Sign out like that, use my positioning, threaten him with a snare. Now that I am level 7, I'm confident I have enough burst. Here comes Shaco again, so I'm going to throw that snare down, pull under him, I'm going to ult, shield myself in case he wants to stun or anything, and he's dead. Too easy. Shaco timed that perfectly, Sion's stun was down, he'd just stunned me, so we jumped in. Brilliant gank by Shaco. Definitely one of the best Shacos I've seen in a while, which is good to see. A lot of people play him in the jungle, not many people really know how to play him. He's very gank heavy, he pulls off such good ganks, and his jungle speed isn't that great. It's good at the start, but it's not very good, very sustained. So you want to be ganking a Shaco, and he does it very well. So, very good Shaco, and it's nice to see that. It definitely makes for a good game when you can rely on your jungler. So I see Nocturne coming here. I'm not too worried, I'm just going to shield. That's going to block the fear. I notice he spell shields, and then I waste my snare anyway, so that was pretty silly there by me. But I had flash up the whole time, not too worried. But I should have timed that snare better. Now I've still got pots, so I'm just going to activate some pots. I'm just going to hang around, my spell vamp's going to be fine. Shaco obviously comes in for a gank, goes back into the bush when he realizes the gank's not there. I'm just going to spell vamp these creeps up. Obviously spell shield that, I don't want to get stunned, because I know Nocturne's still around, and in fact there he is fighting Shaco. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure he does get away. I don't think Shaco, yeah, he does get away. But that's okay, because it's always about putting that pressure, putting him further behind. So it's all about farming. Nothing too much happens these early stages, especially in ranked. Especially in the, I wouldn't say high, but I'd say mid-ELO. You're not going to have people dying all around the place. Except for Valente. He seems to die. But you will see, I wonder if he's got him yet. No, he doesn't. This Scion does go mobility boots, and a lot of Scions are doing that lately. I believe the Rain Man did it. I don't know if it was in a tournament or when he was streaming. He went the mobility boots just to move around, because Scion does have some crazy ganking abilities with that stun and the shield. It's very strong, and so he gets mobility just to move around that map really fast. As you can see, I let him stun me there. Not too worried. Got bot. Obviously got Valente, he's on top of that. Now Sion's missing, I think he might pop up down bot again. Not quite sure. But I'm just playing it safe. I'm just going to keep farming. As you can see, I can place that pull down, and I can completely back up against this Sion. Now I do get ganked here. I do manage to get out because I used my spell shield. I'm unlucky not to kill Nocturne there actually. Soraka ult just saves him, and I end up dying. But that was unfortunate. Shaco doesn't quite clean this up. Fortunately, Nocturne's too far for him. And so he decides to fight Scion here. Obviously, AP Scion. He doesn't have that great sustain damage, and so nothing wrong with fighting him. Especially with the Jack-in-the-Box. Pop the Jack-in-the-Box down. He's going to be feared. You're going to get rid of his shield pretty quickly. And he just rapes him. Obviously, he has red buff as well, and so it just rapes him. He cannot get away. So I'm respawning. I was farming well, so I decided to pick up a needlessly large rod. That's just going to give me massive damage, because I know that the game is start entering kind of a skirmish mode, you know, where you got those 2v2, those 3v3s, and I want that extra damage. As you've just seen the Seuss boarding up top. Going for Talon. But that's what you want. I want that burst. I end up getting a early Zhonya's in this game, I believe. I don't always do that. I'll either go Rod of Ages or Zhonya's first, or Morgana, and then grab the other one. As I just ward, just obviously protecting from Nocturne, also protects the jungle. Also, you can ward up there. So I'm just going to push. Obviously, Scion's missing. Here he comes. Comes back to lane. I'm just going to hang around. Nothing much happening. Now, I do make a play here. I see Shaco's going up for Nasus. He's going up for Nasus. And I've gone all the way around, because I did see him ward here before, so I've gone all the way around to help out. As it turns out, I come in, basically steal the kill, get an assist. But Shaco, before we had in this game, Shaco, someone said, apologise to Shaco for stealing the kill, and he's like, I don't care. Kill's a kill, you know, assist gold, so no issue. And that's what it's all about. You want to share those assists, you want people there, share those assists. As you can see, I was able to do that because I had pushed the wave all the way to the tower due to my Tormented Soil. Now here, Graves decides to go for a crazy dive. He gets Caitlyn for it, so it's okay. And then Scion goes down. So I know Scion's there, so I'm just going to push. Get this wave going. Obviously, force some minions onto his tower. He's going to miss out on that experience. That's why I've snared that minion there. Now we see Nocturne entering the jungle. So I decide to go across, help out. Turns out, he dies pretty much instantly, and I wasn't even needed. So that's the power of Shaco and Talon's burst right there. Shaco does have quite a bit of burst with the Deceive. So we go back to just pushing the lane. Obviously, I want Scion to miss out on maximum experience. As it turns out, he comes in. I'm just going to shield the stun. I end up taking the damage anyway, but I shielded the stun. Just in case, you know, he's going to follow up. Because AP Scion can do a lot of damage. If he activates his ult, the attack speed and the lifesteal, he can follow up with a bit of damage. So I just didn't want to receive any of that. So Scion shield's just going to blow up here. And as you can see, he does the same as me. He's going to rape those caster minions, and then he's going to last hit those. I see Shaco coming in. Now, I know he's going to slow him, so I shield him just in case he turns around and stun. I hit my snare, pull under him. I ult. I do end up tossing Ignite, I think. Yep, I do. And another free kill. As Nocturne comes in, I have Flash, so I flash away. Barely making it. Shield. Obviously a bit late there. I'm just going to hang out here, see if I can help. I see him staying to fight and out of position, so I throw in the snare just to help out Shaco, and we get another kill. So very good play there by Shaco. Very good Shaco, which, like I said, it's very nice to see. He's not afraid to get in there even with low health. He does some really good ganks. As me and Shaco just swap. Good job, man. Well played in the chat, which is nice to see. You want to be doing that in ranked. You want to encouraging your team. You want to be like, good job, good job. You know, when you're getting kills, good job. You want to focus on encouragement rather than you're bad or what are you doing, noob, you new, first time, you know, Talon, first time Shaco. You don't want to be saying stuff like that. Unfortunately, you do run into people like that, but if you can do your best, try not to actually say it. And you'd be surprised how many more games you'll win simply by just keeping your team together. Of course, also duoing is great. This is why I duo with Valenti or Jay a lot. We duo a lot. Actually, we played 3 games after this one. Well, this was the first of 3 games, and we ended up winning all 3. So that was always good. That's always good. And I'm fairly sure I won all 3 because of him, because of the duo. And that's why you want to do it. If you've got someone you can duo with constantly, you want to duo. Because it's going to increase the amount you win so much. Even if you just make friends in LoL. I've made a lot of friends, you know, in LoL, just playing ranked. They're also good players, so you decide to add them. And that's what you want to do. Now, I see Shaco coming in here for the gank, so I decide to ult, knowing Scion's obviously blown everything on me just before. It goes down easy. Goes down easy. And that's what I mean. This Shaco's coming from here to here. You know, if he does ward these bushes or he's warding here, he's avoiding it. As you see, Shaco always comes from here and he sees over. He's always avoiding the wards. He's always ganking with a red buff, and that's what you want. Once you get that red buff, go ganking. It's so strong. That's what you want. So I'm just going to push the tower, and then, bit silly of me, I realised, oh yeah, right, the tower only has one auto attack left in it. So I just go, oh yeah, right, I'll go auto attack it. There we go. Take mid. But as I was saying, if you find good players when you're playing ranked, add them. They're all happy to duo. I rarely find anyone that doesn't want to duo. If you know, you prove yourself as a good player in the game you play with them, they'll realise, hey, that guy's a good player, we'll duo, and it's going to increase your win chance so much. There's just no reason not to duo. Obviously, I'm just going to snare Scion and just back off. I've got all the farm I need. I do have my Zhonya's up at the moment, so that's going to help great in team fights. Obviously, wards, just going to go and ward this area up. Obviously, wards do win games. I warded here because Shaco was like, I want to do dragon soon, so that's going to protect incomings. And I'm just going to go back to lane. Obviously, like I said, I got the 2 Dorans. That's giving me all the mana regeneration I need. And I do have enough gold for my tier 2 boots, so we'll do that shortly. So as you can see, we go for dragon. So I'm just going to push the wave, basically, and then go provide some cover. I see they get engaged on, so I start heading down. Nocturne ults in. So I don't know what I'm running into. But I see Shaco with his clone up, so I snare. I decide to ult. Zhonya's in the middle of them, so they can't do anything. Obviously, we've got Soraka. She goes down very quickly. Obviously, Valenti takes Caitlyn's ult like a boss, but also takes the Scion stun, so ends up dying for it, unfortunately. And they all get away with the flashes over the wall. And then Shaco sticking around with a little too much. Sticking around with rather not enough health and ends up dying for it. Graves just too strong. We're probably one of the strongest AD champions at the moment. Just giving him a shield in case anything comes his way. Better safe than sorry. As you can see, he's already got his Bloodthirster. Doesn't have many stacks on it, but he's already got his Bloodthirster up. And he's 4-1 with 110 CS compared to Caitlyn's 75. So obviously winning that one. Nasus up top with 110 though. He's beating Talon in CS. And I've got 130 CS versus Scion's 100. So most of our lanes have out CS'd. Talon hasn't done that well against Nasus, but that was to be expected. Not the best pick against Nasus. It's either going to go well, like okay, average well, or just not well at all. And Valenti scares Nasus off this tower here, leaving it with 11 health. Taric is very scary, especially with that skin. Look at that. So obviously I'm just going back to mid. I want to farm up all these minions. Nom nom nom. Who doesn't like minions? Quickly kill them all. Just keep them on that pool. Now, go down. Decide to obviously pop a ward on dragon. Seeing it wasn't warded. We didn't end up grabbing it before. As we see Shaco. Obviously nice little juke there. Escaped by him. That's his clone. He's running over there. I'm not sure whether or not they realised it was clone or not. Pretty sure they did. Obviously Nasus was just like, get out of here, clone. So I come to help him. Obviously snare Scion. And then I'm like, come on Shaco, get out of here, get out. So I shoot him. Oh, come on, let's get out. He still gets hit by the Scion stun because Scion just manages to blow up his shield first. But it's alright. I jump in front of the bullet there. And Shaco makes it out alive. So good juking there, Shaco. Well done getting out of there. As you can see, this is what I was talking about before. Scion's ult does give him quite a bit of attack damage, even if he's AP. And it's quite good for pushing towers. Nasus finally takes out top, realising it had 11 health. So I'm just going to try poke with snares. Obviously I hit one, follow up with a Taric stun. I could ult there, but I don't have enough damage to take them out. If Graves is a little closer, definitely worth engaging on. Now I'm pretty sure I hit a good snare here on Scion. He decides to go at me. Knowing Graves there, so I hit a snare. I decide, yep, I'm going for it. So I flash ult, getting Caitlyn. It's forcing Caitlyn out. Zhonya's, it's forcing Caitlyn out of the fire. And that's the strength of the Zhonya's and the Morgana ult. You want to choose your target. You can force one out of the fire. Force Caitlyn out. She couldn't stick around because she was going to get stunned and then she would die as well. So she's forced out and we can just take out Scion. Because he was obviously in the better position to grab. He was closer to Graves. Taric was near to stun him. Nocturne wasted fear on me there. I don't know what he's doing. I managed to land the snare. Unfortunately, I don't have any mana to finish him off. for pulls or anything, but we decided to push this tower a little. Obviously, once the minions go down, we will simply retreat. Because there's nothing worse than Morgana with no mana. That's obviously because I haven't built the Rod of Ages up yet, or I don't have blue buff. Shaco did give me blue buff this game though, and that's what you want. But even though he has one on him now, but Morgana with blue buff on that Rod of Ages gives her all the tankiness they need. As you see, the gank talent, Nasus rather, but he goes down very quickly. Can't handle the damage from the three of them, even through his ult. He's just dead. So we're going to take top tower. So they're not in good shape. We've got all their 3 outers. They've only got our 1 tower. Obviously that's giving us heaps of map control. And so we're allowed to roam around, do what we want. Now I finally managed to get my catalyst up, so that's going to give me some more mana and stuff, which is important on Morgana. But eventually I'm pretty sure they do surrender soon. I mean the score is 18-6. We do have tripled the score, triple the kills. We do have a dragon or 2 under our belt as well. We do have the tower advantage. We're team fighting better. So I might be after this fight they end up surrendering. So I'm just hanging around. I'm not too worried about stuns or fears because I can shield. I decide to eat that one. I go for my ult here. I'm in the thick of it. But that's alright. They end up just running, expecting the Zonias. I don't actually have to use Zonias, which is good. I'm just going to obviously auto-attack him between my spell cooldowns. Snare whenever it's up. Hit every snare I can. Pull under him. I will toss an ignite once he ults. That's going to kill him quickly with that true damage. We chase Caitlyn down. She's got no hope. Shaco's going around that way. Caitlyn decides to run. And here comes the surrender vote. So that's the end of that game. Hopefully that showed you a bit of how I play Morgana. She's a very strong mid champion. I do like playing her a lot. So hopefully you liked this second ranked commentary I did. Obviously I'm still looking forward to doing some live commentaries. And I will be setting up a stream channel so you can watch me play on a regular basis. But as far as this video goes, leave a comment, like it if you liked it. And if you want to see more, press the subscribe button.